1, 5, 5, 1, 1, 5, 5, 1. Turn it over. It's still 1, 5, 5, 1. Today is a strobogram and a palindrome in the number of live shows I have done consecutively every single day to inspire you to make it a great day. I am here yin yang in California with morsels of a thought number 1551. 1551, turn it upside down, it's still 1551. 1551, read it backwards, read it forwards. 1551, 1551. Ah, wonderful. Okay, so now today I want to read from Not Your Mother's Rules, The New Secrets for Dating. And Ellen Fein and Sherrie Schneider's other books include The Rules Handbook, A Guide to Creating Loving and Lasting Relationships, The Rules, Time-Tested Secrets for Capturing the Heart of Mr. Right, and The Rules for Marriage, Time-Tested Secrets for Making Your Marriage Work. Now, I want to say that I started these lives 1551 through a weight loss challenge. A weight loss challenge. And in the weight loss challenge, we were inspired to change our lives, our lifestyles, in order to lose weight on the periphery. And that is a real truism. You have to change your life before you expect to change your weight permanently. So the person who did that was Duc Vuong, Vuong. The first name is like duck without a K. And he has retired. He was a bariatric surgeon. It used to, I was surprised. He used to do laparoscopic surgeries. So anyway, I just wanted to say that. My eyes are itchy. Gosh, I want to go like this. I want to go like this because their program has come to a significant cause. Let's put it that way. Anyway, so today I want to read from Not Your Mother's Rules, The New Secrets for Dating. We are going to go on to Don't Just Hang Out or See Him 24/7. Don't just hang out or see him 24/7. The simple act of hanging out has become more popular in recent years as it too is part of our increasingly casual culture. Perhaps a guy and girl will text back and forth for a while, and then I lost my card. Sorry. Text back and forth for a while and then agree to meet at the same bar or party an hour or so later just to hang out. Now, what I do on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I have to finish my introduction. I'm so sorry. The purpose of Tuesdays and Thursdays is TR Tuesday, TR Thursday. T stands for the rules. And I talk about women chasing men. No, I talk about men pursuing women. Now, women chasing men has been our way for a long time, since the 1960s, as far as I can remember. Of course, I can't remember before 66. So, anyway. Okay, back to this. Don't just hang out or see him 24/7. This is rule number 14 in Not Your Mother's Rules. These are not your mother's rules, the new secrets for dating. Okay? Don't just hang out or see him 24/7. The simple act of hanging out has become more popular in recent years. The next time they will hang out again or hang out and hook up. This may go on for weeks or months or years. They may never go out on a dinner date or become boyfriend and girlfriend. This kind of casual dating is especially common in college. Just hanging out might be okay for girls who don't really care about dates or serious relationships, but it is not okay for rules girls. Rules girls get asked out several days in advance. Hanging out requires little or no effort on the guy's part and is therefore a big nothing. So don't be flattered by it. If he always texts you at 6 p.m., do you want to hang out later? You need to start responding, sorry, but I already have plans. Even if you don't have plans, and even if you really like him, especially if you really like him. You must hold out for a real date or at least some advance plan. You might be thinking that this rule is disingenuous and game playing, but it is really about having a life, being busy, and setting the bar high so a guy respects you. Setting the bar high so a guy respects you. Good morning. Oh, okay. If you agree to hang out on just a few hours' notice, then you will become the last minute girl, not the girl he makes restaurant reservations for. Remember, a guy will try to get away with the least possible effort whenever he can. Um, Recently I was propositioned by a guy who just wanted to hang out. And I was like, uh, he was like, "You want to come over and watch TV?" I'm like, "No." But I didn't say it that way. Okay. He may try to see you only when he is bored or his original plans fell through. Don't be his plan B. You must silently show a guy that he has to work to get you by saying no to spur of the moment hanging out. Jackie, a college freshman, told us that amid everyone hanging out and hooking up around Frat Row, there was one sophomore girl in her dorm who always turned down last minute or casual offers. Now, she is the only girl in her pledge class with a boyfriend. There was just something about her that made him want to take her out on dates, Jackie wrote to us. Exactly. The rules. That's what was about her. And another way to give a guy the wrong idea is to see him too much, especially in the first crucial months. Most guys come on strong in the beginning. If they like you, they want to see you every day if you let them, because the more they see you, the faster they get to know you, and the faster you'll have sex, perhaps. But if you agree to see them every day, they will eventually get bored and start asking for space. They will say things like, "I'm not looking for anything serious right now," or "Work is really busy," and cancel on you, even though it was their idea to see you all the time. They may start asking other women out because you have ceased to be a challenge. We have seen this scenario many times. Familiarity breeds contempt, while absence makes the heart grow fonder. You know those sayings? Don't be seduced. That's not what they said. I said, you know those things. And the book says, don't be seduced by guys who try to see you all the time or who get angry if you say no. If a guy really wants to see you 7 days a week, he'll have to propose to you. Here's the tricky thing, though. Even though he's the one asking you out, you can't expect a guy to pace the relationship. You have to be the one to do it. This means saying no to whirlwind courtships. Oh, I have to make a comment about an analogy where if you were dancing and he wanted to do the polka and wanted to run across the gym, you'd have to resist a bit and I'm sorry. You'd have to resist a bit and hold him back just a little and say, "Hey, I don't want to run that fast. Please slow down. Slow down." The polka, you know the polka. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, this means saying no to whirlwind courtships. These relationships start out fast and furious and ultimately end the same way, like a train wreck. Just look at Hollywood. How many couples have we seen connect, quote unquote, on a movie set or at a party and become inseparable only to break up a few months later? Seeing a guy every day in the first 3 months is sheer lunacy, whether you are a movie star or a waitress. A rulesy star would be too busy with other auditions and starlit friends to accept dates 24/7, so the guy experiences longing as opposed to familiarity followed by boredom. Remember, less is more with men. Besides, there is no way to know what a guy is really like in so short a time. Pacing a relationship means seeing him once or twice a week for the first month and no more than 4 or 5 times a week when you are in a committed, exclusive relationship, which he will hopefully take to the next level with a ring. We realize such self restraint can be difficult. That's an understatement. I'll say it's excruciating, right? Remember, they used the word excruciating. Oh my gosh, in the rules, in the original rules. We realize such self restraint can be difficult because when you are dating a guy you really like, you want to see him as much as possible. You want to know everything about him to get close physically and emotionally. You may want to cancel plans with friends, stop going to the gym, skip studying, or take a mental health day from work just to be with him. The last thing you want to do is to tell him you can't go out with him, especially if you haven't met anyone you really like in a while. But you must, this is italicized, but you must give him the impression that your life is full, that it existed before him and still exists now. You should never make a guy that important. He is a part of your life, not your whole life. You should continue to be a friend, a student, a worker, a daughter, a sister, or whatever you were before you met him. Besides, you're not just hanging out anyway. How many dates can you really plan in a week? Limiting how much you see him, even if you have nothing else going on, is good not only for the relationship, but for you too. It will force you to find things to do, like join a book club, take up yoga, or learn tennis. Remember in the first book how um, I'm so 70s. I wash my hair and I leave it wet. Like in the 1960s, the authors said this in the 1990s, but the thing the authors said was even if wash your hair, if your mom says, call him, you say, okay, after I wash my hair. So washing your hair could be all of your plans. You say, sorry, but I already have plans. Don't tell him what your plans are. And your plans could be just that you were going to wash your hair. Back to the book. Rachel, 26, was getting her MBA when she met her future boyfriend at a party. She thought he was really cute and almost fainted when he asked her out, but she was in a 2 week training program and couldn't see him right away. In the past, Rachel had made guys more important than her schoolwork and regretted it. Although she was afraid it might make him move on to another girl, she told him she was busy but for the next 2 weeks. He said, you must have a lot of dates. Don't forget me. She just laughed, neither confirming nor denying. He called her 2 weeks later to the day, and he still teases Rachel now about how she made him wait so long. Rachel's story proves that when you turn guys down, they don't think that you are rude or lying or playing a game. They think you are popular and busy with other guys. Volunteering information, I'm working on my MBA and can't see you right now, too soon is neither necessary nor flattering. When a guy likes you and you are a challenge, his imagination is always more interesting than whatever you may be really doing. Whatever you really may be doing. Now, let's say you and the guy are dating. Excuse me. Let's say you and the guy you are dating go to the same college or live in the same apartment building or work at the same company. How do you maintain mystery and separate yourself when you can conceivably run into each other all the time? We suggest trying to avoid him occasionally. Take a different route to class or go to another coffee shop. If you were always, excuse me, if you always run into each other in the pantry at 11:30, start going at 10:45 instead. Have a girls' night out or stay in to study. Create as much courtship and structure for the relationship as possible. College is an intrinsically casual environment, so you might even pretend you go to different schools so you have your own life. Excuse me. Are groups ever appropriate? And the daughters chime in. The daughters of the authors chime in. It's with their daughters too. Ellen Fein and Sherrie Schneider, New York Times bestselling authors of the rules, now with their daughters too. Their daughters put in a square, which means that they have intermittently written something that pertains to somebody your age if you are in college. Are groups ever appropriate? The daughters say. Just hanging out might not be ideal for a girl trying to land herself a boyfriend, but group hangouts account for at least half, if not more, of the social life of any college student. If you're sitting with friends in a dorm lounge, watching a movie, or out at a local bar, you can't really control whether your crush drops by and joins in, and making constant excuses to duck out might lose you some friends or possibly even raise some eyebrows about nasty bathroom troubles. In such situations, it's best to just stay put and act natural. Be sure not to stare or keep glancing over at him too much. You don't want to come off as desperate or worse, as a creeper. Have a good time as if he's not even there by talking and laughing with your friends. You want to seem like the coolest girl in the room, the one he'll approach and want to the one he'll want to approach and talk to himself. If and when he does, let it progress naturally from there. If he hasn't asked you out already, a group hangout might just turn out to be the perfect opportunity to lay the foundation for something more. Then it won't be long before you're both leaving the rest of the group behind for some one-on-one time. These are the rules, daughters saying so. So there we are. Ah. So back to the mothers telling you about not your mother's rules. Ellen Fein and Sherrie Schneider with their example here. Juliana, 29, recently emailed us to say that the guy she has been dating for 3 months is head over heels with her, and she attributes it to this rule. They met on Match.com, and after 3 email exchanges, he asked her out for drinks. They hit it off, and he texted her the next day. Hey, gorgeous, any chance I can take you out to dinner tonight or not, or one night this week? Juliana was unemployed and had absolutely nothing going on that night or any night that week, but she was determined to do the rules and said she was crazy busy all week. So he asked Juliana for the following Saturday night, and she accepted. After their third consecutive Saturday night date, he asked her, "Is it too early to get serious? I don't want to share you with anyone else." Because Juliana had turned him down a lot, he assumed she had dates and asked to be exclusive. When he introduces her to friends today, he still says, "This is the girl I told you about who wouldn't see me." We have spoken to couples who have been married for decades. The husbands who seem the craziest about their wives never forget how the women refused to hang out or see them more often, whether by design or accident. Stephen remembers chatting up his future wife, Alice, at a mutual friend's party, and how she wouldn't give him the time of day. Truth be told, Alice was recently divorced and gun shy about dating again. She had also heard that he was a player, so when he approached her, she immediately told him she was divorced with a young child, so he wouldn't waste her time. He said, "I thought we could hang out sometime." She clearly told him, "I don't hang out." He said, "Then let me take you out for dinner." She accepted. He proposed after a year, and they just celebrated their 30th anniversary. Alice wasn't exactly following the rules. There was no book back then. She was just being cautious. Of course, her caution turned a player into a devoted husband and father. "Honestly, I couldn't get rid of him," she said. Remember, courtship is not casual. Courtship is not casual. So don't just hang out 24/7. When we used to hang out until 2 or 3 or 4 a.m. in college because we had tests and um, things that we needed to complete, like assignments right away, and we were panicked about the deadlines and due dates and papers due, and um, we had to do certain projects together. And other times we would just hang out and be in the study room and just talk. We would just talk because we were all fascinated with each other's lives. So when a guy comes into the group, like in my group, what happened was this guy turned around and saw me at dinner. He was like, he was having, he was sitting in the place like this. He was sitting in the same corresponding chair that I was at the next table, like this. And he turned around and he would ask my friend a question. And he said, he looked at me and went, and then he went like this and went, and then afterward he said, "Could I study with you tonight?" That was my first boyfriend. He was he came and studied with us, and then he kept talking to me. I was doing my homework, and every time I looked this way, he would from there, he would talk to me and say something. Do you this? Do you that? Are you this? Are you that? What do you like? What do you like? What do you like? What do you like? And I'm like, ooh, I'm afraid of him. He's scary. Why is he scary? I don't know. He's a guy. I was 19 or 18 or something like that, Berkeley study dorm. And it was right across from my room. So he came and studied, and I forgot what he did, but he came to my room and wrote notes on my door, just funny things, like just funny things, just jokes and things like that. And then I would not know whose handwriting it was. And then Karen said, "Oh, that's John." And I said, "Who's, oh, you mean the guy?" And my friend Tracy next door to me said, "You're so naive." And I was like, he's white. And I have to say, I was in a traditional Chinese family growing up, and so my theme was to date Asian men if I dated. And but I said to my friend Tracy, I said, "You know something? For a white guy, he's kind of cute." She said, "Yeah, you don't think white guys are cute?" Well, later on, it turned out in my past history, I have dated 50% white, 50% Asian, and among the white, I will throw in a Caucasian black man. Okay, so there was a black man that was Caucasian. That was, I'll put it in that same category. So white and black, and then Asian. So that's what happened. I will talk to you again later. Okay, old Kinderhook.